Okay, so since Thor Ragnarok came out, I wanted the Gladiator Hulk. I wanted him that long. Um, Everyone knows that if you've watched any of my videos, there's a line of Hulks behind me that I cannot wait for this statue to join. So, whew, I'm gonna make a comment about the box real quick. I'm sure I'll edit out for my shorts, but this is probably the exterior of a box. I haven't seen one more decorated than this. Maybe the last Ronin came in close, but they did a whole lot of sort of theatrical advertising, which harkens back to the movie, which is exactly what they should be doing. So this is a really cool box. If you're a box keeper, box collector, I'm not sure that the inside has a whole lot going on for it, but the outside does. So just have that in top of your mind if you're a box keeper here. I am not going to keep this box because all of my PVC friends know that I recycle them. I keep the resin boxes just in the event that I need to relocate them to another place, and you know they're a lot more fragile. So that's me. All right, no more talking. Oh boy. Put my trusty knife down here. Oh yes, 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 yes. So that's kind of what the inside looks like there too. And I think they're trying to depict some gladiator arena stuff going on here. So I'm gonna, there's a little box hand holder. He's a big guy. He's a big guy. All right, guys. Remember, always turn those back in, fill them out. It helps the company to figure out what they're doing right, wrong, or different, and help you get better toys. So that will always go back. For those of you who are interested, this is sort of what the inside of the box looks like. Sorry, I can't get a better shot of it because it's kind of loose on the inside here. Apparently it's the stadium, so please everybody, the planet is all of ours. Let's recycle. Okay, so there's a little piece of tape in between right here, and I'm going to sever that little piece of tape here, and I'm going to sever it there, and out he comes. Ooh, now normally I would chuck the plastic, but it looks like we've got a couple of really cool weapons that we need to add into the space. So these guys are twisted on in there. Give me a second. I'm going to zip through it, and you guys should have a looky-loo at him in the meantime, okay? Give me 1 second. Okay, yeah. Oh, I can just cut these guys. I can just cut them, so recycle. And, yeah. Oh, man, he's got really cool axe here. And he's got that super cool hammer that he was fighting Thor with. I just spit, guys. Hopefully you guys didn't see that. All right, so cool. That comes out. That's cool. We'll just set that down for a minute while we get the other one out. And always as well packaged. Boom. We got them out of there. So now, whoop. All right, we'll just slide that off for now. Okay. All right. Silly as that was. Let me go ahead and put these inside of his hands, and then we will hopefully get me to shut up and get a full body spin going here. So, yeah. Not sure which goes where. They both seem to have a little bit of a problem just sort of sliding in. And I'm not wanting to be, you know, ooh, okay. I'm not sure. I've got to take a look at the box. To be continued. Give me 1 second. I'll be back. Okay, collective fam. This is, for me, a real treat. It's almost always a real treat. And I know I say that a lot, but this is a real treat. Because I got the Gladiator Hulk in front of me, and there is a lot to look at on this statue. I'm going to show him to you guys real quick, because I'm pretty sure you want to see him and not me. He's remarkably light for his size right now. Remarkably light. As I'm looking at him and touching him for the very first time, I am noting that there are some soft pieces to I'm not sure what we call this. Is this a kilt? That he wears on the lower half of him. Some of it is molded onto the sculpture itself, but the rest of it has a flap in the back which is actually movable. He looks extremely good, man. He's got the Mark Ruffalo face just sort of down pat. And for the record, I went and picked up from my local Ultimate Comics a comic book for the Gladiator Hulk, and I was able to find something that I could use for the referencing here. And, you know, looking at these things together, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Now, we can talk about the sculpt on the face, the portraiture, but we know what they were going for. This is the Mark Ruffalo Hulk, and I just had it up on screen, and it's pretty movie accurate. Looking at the comic book, you would say it's pretty comic book accurate also. Okay. So he sits up here. I'm going to pull a tape measure out and show you how tall he is in just a second. But I'm going to pull him off this because he wibbles when he's on top of there. But when he's sat flat, he doesn't move at all. There's no wiggle. There's no wobble to him. He's a real wide base. And you'd have to think he's a wide base. They've got to support him. He's a pretty big character all in all. And, you know, I would have hoped that this would have been a solid piece in the bottom work. But it's that gridded kind, which, you know, it works out perfectly. And you can see where the points are, where he's been stuck to on there. You know, that's where the weight is located. That's where that front foot is in this piece here that he's stepping on. I love the base. You guys check out that base. It's pretty cool. He's got a sort of an unexploded rocket armament thing that's sitting right down in here. I don't know if you guys can see that. Not entirely sure. I mean, I guess these are the colors that he was rocking with in Sakaar. I'm not entirely sure what that damaged battle element there is. Or maybe someone can tell me. I just love the fact that he came with two really large weapons. The giant axe and the giant hammer that came separately. It took me a second to stick them on there. And that only means they're going to stay and they don't move. You see, they don't wiggle. They don't wobble. So this is actually pretty cool. No, I'm rubbing my finger across the top of his head here to see if that was feather-like. No, that's all PVC. But everything is really movie accurate, super cool. And although I complain about rocks a lot, this is more cement, I think, than rocks. So some kind of mountain rocks. It's definitely a structure that's been demolished by the Hulk. So I absolutely adore it. I cannot wait to put it next to the rest of the statues here. Give me a second and let me go grab something to measure this with and get some weight on it for you and tell you who is the sculptor. We'll go from there. Boom. Okay, guys, I took out the measuring tape, and with the axe all the way to the tip here, we're looking around 13 inches. I'm not sure you guys can see that in any one of these things here, but we're looking about 13 inches. Then on the base, from the tip to the back, we're looking at about 12 inches. And then across here, on the widest part, we're looking at about 8.5 inches. So you want to give a couple of inches more on every side here, and obviously a wide enough berth at the top that it'll accommodate above the 13-inch mark to give him some room to swing this axe. And just in case I hadn't said it already, I knew why I love this one so much. This is by one of our favorite sculptors, Mr. Rocco Tardamella. So we will talk to him a little bit more about this when we talk about Kingpin, which is coming up pretty quickly here. So I'm going to drop this down, and now I'm going to shut my mouth, and you guys can spin, take a look at him, and tell me whether or not you want to keep him in your collection. THOR Ragnarok. This This has been the Gladiator Hulk, and I am Tony the Toy Rat, and I am out.